Alex, come over here. It's showtime.
Oh, sorry. And cue the music. No, stop that! Sheesh! That was rough.
It's fine, because you're listening to Fireside on WHAM live from the Hamilton Radio Tower with your hosts, Angie and Alex.
You're in a good mood today.
I don't know if good is the right word, but I have been anxious to start the show.
I mean, you did get here an hour early.
A whole hour! How did I manage that?
Honestly, I was expecting you to be late again, so I was a bit shocked when you got here a whole hour before the show was going to start.
I honestly don't know. I left at the same time I usually do. First I'm late, then I'm early. Why can't they just get their shit together and be on time?
That brings me to our first story, folks. The transit system.
You're shitting me, right?
I would never. The update is good for once. After the disastrous outage last week, it looks like Transopolis has finally been able to repair all the lines and trains are running at full capacity. They even installed a new routing system which receives signals from every train in operation and keeps second-by-second track of everything happening within the system. Every single second. Every single train! The new routing system even sends updates to the Transopolis app. It updates the LED screens at the terminals and it makes sure the trains don't collide. Because of this obvious upgrade, Transopolis was forced to install a number of new servers, which means more information storage and more operating power for the entire transit grid. The entire grid! News of these new servers has the town abuzz with rumors that the company might be thinking of setting up a new series of lines, possibly to provide service for new business in Hamilton, perhaps? Who's to say?
Oh, this next bit is about Francesca. Alex, can I read the next part?
Go for it.
Earlier this morning, we received a press release from Transopolis Chief Engineer and one of our city councilors, Francesca Gwen. Now, Francesca is a good friend of mine, so I don't hold any ill will toward her, but you all know how I feel about Transopolis, our terrible tyrannical transportation throng. Grievances aside, this press release is really freaking cool. I am so happy for Francesca, and I can't wait to see what she can do. But also, fuck Transopolis and everything they're involved in, yada yada, blah blah blah.
So, that press release...
Right. So, in the press release, Francesca thanked everyone for their patience and understanding while the transit system was down. She continued by congratulating the Transopolis engineers for their tireless hard work and dedication, and said that without their help and foresight, we might still not have running trains. That being said, there have been an employment shift within Transopolis to reward those who did work during the crisis. Many have been promoted to supervisory or managerial positions, while the person who organized the entire recovery process, Dwayne Anawai, has received a special honor. The gentle giant with rock-hard abs... Alex, did you write this? Rock-hard abs and deliciously long black hair has been granted the honor of planning and overseeing the construction of a brand new line. Wait, what?
Keep reading.
I did not read this thing the first time through, and now I'm pissed off that I have read this trash.
You're almost done at this point.
Whatever. So, Transopolis Corp is planning to expand their current transit system with Dwayne Anawai helming the project. The new Green Line is expanding into areas that are not currently being serviced by the corporation. These areas include the more rural parts of Hamilton toward the edges of the city limits. The expansion also involves the inclusion of an area that Yoder and Luke Construction are planning to clear for future development possibilities. Jesus fucking Christ. Transopolis has taken these past few weeks as a growing experience and have full faith in their workers and their company. Because of this confidence, they have decided to expand their operations and begin planning transit systems in other towns. The Hamilton experiment and pilot system have been a success. Woo capitalism.
Ideals aside, it's pretty cool that Dwayne got the new job. And good for Transopolis.
Dwayne is a pretty great guy, but this shit is terrible.
But Dwayne, so what do you think that development possibility is? Do you think it could be houses or buildings for Jethro Synth?
I sure hope not.
I bet that's what they are. Does that mean Jethro Synth is actually coming to town? Did they mess up by telling us before the council has? Wait, Angie, this could be really big. This could be our first breaking news story. Angie!
Calm down, Friday. It's probably not that big of a deal. It's probably for some scientist's lab or something.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It could be anything. But it still could be Jethrosynth.
Hold on to that hope, little buddy.
I will. Ow! So, now that the transit news is out of the way, I've got another big story coming directly from the council. Remember how I mentioned Wheatless Wednesdays a few weeks ago? Well, the council has read the reports from farmers and food producers, and they think they have a terrific idea on their hands. Emissions reports have decreased almost 10% from such a small difference in our weekly consumption. The wheat crops are slowly growing and our production will be back to normal shortly, but for now, the council has fast-tracked one of Fayre Farms' projects onto store shelves. This product is one in a variety of other related products, wherein Fayre Farms researchers are attempting to develop new, hybrid strains of grain, in order to selectively breed the best qualities of each species together to form one super grain.
This sounds like a great idea.
It really is. This advanced agricultural technique has been in development for about a year, and now we are finally seeing the fruits of their labor. This new grain combines the sturdiness of quinoa with the versatility of the ancient, underappreciated grain, corn. This new food source, called cornoa, is being distributed to local groceries near you. The council and Fayre Farms are urging citizens to go out and try this new product, which was designed to cut down on the consumption of wheat and wheat byproducts. We all know wheat produces a great deal of waste, and it really is quite unsustainable. So, Hamiltonians, go save the planet. Try cornoa today, folks.
Cornwa?
That's what it said.
That's a fucking dumb name. I mean, come on, Cornwa. They couldn't have come up with something better.
Like?
Kjorn? Corn with a Q instead of a C?
Cornoa has a much better ring to it.
Fine. Hey, aren't your parents researchers for Fayre? Have they mentioned this Cornwall before?
Yeah, they have. It's actually in a related strain of research to theirs. The research also involves developing more sustainable crop hybrids. They're a little peeved that Fayre has jumped the gun on the Cornwall research. I can tell, but they're definitely playing it off like they aren't. They're trying not to be deterred, since Cornwall is vastly different from what they're developing, or so I'm told. I never made it far enough into my training to fully understand their research.
What happened?
I was allergic to something while I was training for Fayre Farms. I really wanted to become an agricultural researcher, but it just wasn't in the cards. We still aren't sure what it was that I was allergic to, just that I would always flare up when I went into my foundational coursework, and it would dissipate almost as soon as I got home.
That's terrible. I'm sorry, Alex.
It's okay, I guess. Hey, if it weren't for that mysterious allergy, I wouldn't be in this tower and I wouldn't be making this show with you.
You're a dork.
Thanks. Plus, I really think I found my true calling.
Good. I'm glad. That must be nice.
It is. Anyway, now I bring you a new installment of our beloved segment, Nature Listen.
Excuse me?
That's right, listeners. We've got new audio of the world surrounding our fair town. This week, I took a trip down to the infamous York Pit, known for swimming trips and some other types of trips. Last week, I went out to the pit to see what we could hear. Now, sit back and enjoy. Can you guys hear that? It's the sound of a Rana catasbayana in its natural habitat. Now, this species has lived here for as long as the pit has been in existence. They are the natural predator for the insects that live around the pit, which leaves swimmers with a bug-free swimming experience.
Nope, this is not
especially
happening
nice
today.
when swimming late at
This
night
week
without a
in
swimsuit.
Politically Correct,
Not like
we
I've ever
discuss
done that
capitalism and why it's the
Well,
fucking
I
worst.
guess I can tell that
Now,
story to drown out the
capitalism,
terrible politics
theoretically
of a
speaking,
maniac
isn't
journalist.
terrible.
So,
It's designed
back in
to
high school,
spread
a
out the
friend and
cost
I
on
came down
products
to the
by
pit during
producing
summer break.
competition.
We talked and
This
swam
should
and sunned
increase
all
the
day
value
long
of the
and far
items
into the
and
night.
drive down the
We
price.
didn't
This
realize
free
it, but
market
as the night grew on, more and more people
style.
began to leave the pit, leaving just us alone. We were talking alone by the pit, and my friend just stood up and ripped his trunks off and dove into the water. My face turned bright pink, but he couldn't see because it was dark. He started calling for me to do the same, and after 10 minutes of badgering, I finally did it. And boy, was that water refreshing. There's nothing like gliding through the water with nothing to hold you back. We swam for a bit until it got too cold, so my friend and I hopped out and, well...
And?
What?
Don't leave us hanging! Finish the damn story!
I didn't think you could hear me.
Oh, we heard you. Now spill.
In the name of journalistic integrity, all I'll say is that not all activities are meant to be done on or near rocks.
Okay, fine. Anyway, back to capitalism, so...
Wait. This isn't gonna work. We can't just shout over each other to get our segments out. Nothing is going to get done if we do it that way. Plus, the people aren't going to listen to us shouting over each other. We need to talk about this. Right here, right now.
Whoa, okay. Calm down, Sparky. What do you suggest?
Well, I don't want to get rid of Nature Listen.
If you're keeping your trash segment, I'm not getting rid of mine.
Fine. What if I only do Nature Listen, like, once every 2 weeks? And on the off weeks, you can give your segment?
I don't want to listen to nature all the time. What if we do it, like, once a month?
Okay, then what concession are you gonna make? It's only fair that if I have to make one, you do too.
Well, what if I only get to do my segment once a month too? 2 weeks apart from yours with a week break?
Oh, what if you get to do yours more often, but you have to present both sides when you're telling us about a political issue? That's not terrible, huh?
Are you serious? That's awful. The other side is always wrong, and I don't want to spread fake news.
Angie, they're not wrong. Just because they have different views doesn't mean they're automatically wrong.
Fine, whatever, I'll think about it. Maybe we can finalize a plan.
Was that our first compromise?
Al, we host a radio show together. The whole thing is a compromise.
Fair. Well, what's next? Family Week. You excited, Angie?
Thrilled.
Aw, come on, Angie. Why are you always so touchy when I mention Family Week? You can talk to me.
Alex, we're in the middle of recording a show. Shouldn't you be telling people about the news or something?
Well, yeah, but I've been reading the feedback, and the people like when we get a little candid. A little, personal. I just did, so now it's your turn. Come on, Family Week. Do you have any plans?
Yeah, Alex, my plans are to sit in my house and not leave until the whole fucking week is over. Why can't you just leave me alone and get onto the news? Or is your boy brain too small to comprehend that idea?
Oh, Angie, I just wanted to...
It's classified, okay?
Maybe I won't mention that again. So, Friday of Family Week starts the annual Family Week Carnival. Our town's mayor will open the ceremonies with the traditional corn eating contest. The winner of this competition will then cut the ribbon, allowing everyone entrance into the festivities. Like every year, food vendors, games, rides, and sales tents will be available for your perusal. There's even a tent from Fayre Farms and Jethro Simp together in an exhibition on agriculture and community. They'll even have samples of cornoa and similar products that may go into production in the future. Along with the regular festivities, the Battle of the Bands will take place starting at 7 o'clock. Make sure your weapons aren't sharp or you will be disqualified. A friend of mine learned that the hard way when she came to the festival in a full suit of medieval armor. I have no idea how she got that, but the horse definitely wasn't pleased when they had to turn around and go home. When the last band is standing, they will clean themselves up and start performances at 9, with the top 3 bands performing back-to-back sets. That's all for Friday, but stay tuned for more updates. Ange...
Alex, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to misgender you, and I didn't mean to yell at you. I lose my temper, and I just say the first thing that comes to my mind, and it was wrong and unfair to you. I'm sorry. I just really don't like talking about my family.
It's okay. I was kind of being too pushy. It was my fault.
No, you're fine, Al. It wasn't cool of me to do that.
It, happens all the time, actually.
What? Are you fucking serious?
Yep.
What the fuck? Why are people still so closed-minded? Like, it says right there on your ID that you're gender nonconforming.
Oh, it sure does. I think there's not enough education about it. Obviously, the gender binary system is obsolete and it's so 20th century, but the few classes we do take as kids just don't cut it. We learn tolerance, not understanding, and I personally think that can be really harmful, and it doesn't really rewire the brain out of binary thinking.
Yeah. Damn it, Alex. It's so fucked up that society shoved that garbage binary system down our throats in the first place. It's a product of the patriarchy and a holdover from fucking colonialism. Can you believe that? Colonialism! The Native Americans, before they all got fucking murdered, had like 5 genders. Some tribes even had more, and not just them. People all over the world believe different things. We just don't inherently believe in the binary. It was thrust upon us unceremoniously. It's fucking trash, and I hate it. I'm still sorry.
Ange, you're good. We're good. I know it won't happen again.
You're damn right it won't fucking happen again, and you let me know what little shit misgenders you. I know everyone's addresses on the top of my head.
Wait, how do you...
It's classified.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Angie. Really. Now, what's that?
Your phone, it's the council.
Weird news, listeners! The council has issued a breaking news bulletin. Well, it's more a breaking news suggestion, really. The message says that they wish for everyone to try the newest Fayre Farms product as soon as possible. It has been confirmed that cornoa is in all general stores as of 11:14 this morning, and they want everyone to go out and get some. The council wants every Hamiltonian to consume cornoa in order to immediately reduce our city's wheat waste, and they are encouraging all citizens to send feedback to Fayre Farms ASAP.
Ah, yes, the telltale sign of a corporate-sponsored government. What a joy to our society.
And they are giving everyone free lunch. You can go by any store or cafeteria station and swipe your tab card to get a free meal, but only if it features the new cornoa. I sure wish we could... I wonder what that was. 1 second, listeners.
I've got it. Looks like our agricultural angels blessed us with a gift from above.
Listeners, we have a package, I guess you could call it. It's a sealed plastic container with the Fayre Farms logo on it. It's slightly cool to the touch, and if I open it... Hey, there's food in here!
Fuck, I bet it's cornoa.
You bet it is! Hot dog, am I excited. I'm so glad they thought of us, too. Come on, Angie, let's try some when we run this next ad.
It's my ad, right?
Yeah, the one you picked out.
I'll get that going, you eat.
Don't you want some?
I can't, I'm fasting.
Fasting? Why?
It's classified. Jeff, I just can't keep up with the youths these days. There's just so much slang and new terms that I just keep getting confused.
I know what you mean, Gladys. It's just so darn confusing. None of it makes any sense.
But what can we do?
You know, I heard Jeremy talk about something he got just last week, and he swears by it.
What's that, Jefferson?
He called it the speaker. It's this small device that you pull out when you can't understand what someone says.
Does it translate what they say into old-timey talk?
Nothing like that, dear. You hit this button and it says, in any voice you choose, mind you.
If you don't understand, that's all right. Misunderstanding makes you human. Just ask, can you try saying that again? I'm not sure I understood some of those words you used.
It's that easy.
Wow, I wish I had thought of that. I could sure use one of those gadgets. This advertisement was brought to you by the Consortium for Understanding and Communication. The speaker is not a real device, and this ad was simply meant to advocate conversation and communication. Thank you for listening. Shit, that sound was fucking terrifying.
It certainly wasn't pleasant. I can't believe that ad, though. Pretty embarrassing.
That ad was great. I wrote the script and planned for it hours the night before.
Maybe I'll direct the next ad.
Ooh, do you want to give the next segment? I've got a little surprise.
Sure, I guess. What's the next?
Surprise!
What is it? All I can see is a bunch of brown boxes.
Not just any boxes. This is the tech we ordered a few weeks ago. They had so many orders they couldn't get to us immediately. Look at all these cords. And this computer and... Oh, fuck, this is heavy.
Angie!
$10 was...
And the buzz. Welcome, folks, to Casey Freed and the Buzz, your home base for 40s, 50s, and today. It's 4:36 in your rush hour commute home, and we're taking it back just 10 years. We've got the number one song from 1952 for your listening pleasure. That song would be Blue Tango, by none other than Leroy Anderson. I remember 1952. Back in that day, Project Mercury was just a fever dream of hopefuls trying to beat the Reds into space. And the buzz. Just this morning, astronaut John Glenn was launched into space from Cape Canaveral. It says here that he was from Ohio. Huh. I only thought they grew corn there, not astronauts. Well, that intrepid spaceman went around the Earth 3 whole times before landing safely in an ocean, picked up, and checked out by our revered military men. Boy, howdy, it's sure something that we launched a human being into space, and they went around our planet so fast, and now they're back on American soil. Well, more on that when it comes. But for now, here's Blue Tango.
No, isn't that better?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, there's an alert on my computer.
My tablet, too. It's the council again.
Uh-oh. This isn't good. Hamiltonians. This report comes directly from Plutarch Miles, executive counselor and the big boss man of the United Corporations. According to their statement, the Hamilton Clinic has been calling the police department and requesting a citywide quarantine? And Miles is declaring a state of emergency? Apparently, reports of ravenous hunger are pouring into the dispatch center. It's more than they can handle, and the officers can't respond to a majority of the calls. All of the reports are reporting citizens of Hamilton becoming ravenously hungry, regardless of how much food they've already eaten. Doctors at the clinic are baffled with what is happening. They are restraining patients and sedating them to the best of their ability, but the clinics are rapidly running out of space. People are eating all the food in their homes, their neighborhoods, and have even started breaking into local general stores. Police have cordoned off food storage facilities and farms, trying to prevent the ravenous people from eating all the food supplies. Oh no, this is so bad, Angie.
Holy shit, if they eat all our food, what'll we do?
I don't know. Because of where we are, I'm not sure how quick an emergency food shipment can get to us. Plus, what happens when the hungry people run out of food? We can't just keep shipping in food. It's a catastrophe.
Is that my Cornwall?
Yeah, I'm still hungry.
Alright. Well, listeners, this report says to stay indoors and put off eating for as long as possible until the source of this hunger crisis is discovered and dealt with. The police chief advises locking all your doors and making yourself a barricade in case of emergency. Remember, every housing unit has an inflatable barricade in the linen closet or underneath the humidity control, depending on what model you have. Be careful, everyone.
Yeah.
Next, we have an update on the rec center. Engineers and inspectors have checked everything out at the rec center, and they say everything is good to go. The pool will officially open tomorrow, and the rec center will be back in business. That's so good to hear. Hey, you put down that Cornwall real fast.
Yeah. I don't feel so good.
Yeah, you just pounded that food in no seconds flat.
No, I'm still hungry. I shouldn't be, though. Do you have any other food with you?
No, I'm fasting, remember?
Right.
I can go look if you want me to.
Please?
Okay. Hang on, just stay there.
My stomach. It hurts. I'm so hungry and, feel so lightheaded. What's happening to...
Oh my god, Alex!
I couldn't find anything, but... Oh, who the fuck are you?
Hey! I'm their doctor!
Fireside was written, directed, and produced by Dylan Becker and Gabby Halligan.
The voice of Alex was played by James Hartley. The voice of Angie was played by Gillian Leff.
The role of Casey Freeb was played by Randolph Rebrick. Extra voices were provided by Gabby Halligan and Elizabeth Tellep. Our artwork and graphic design was created by Anna Meyer.
Make sure to follow Fireside Radio at fireside_radio on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and be sure to leave a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to email us at firesideradio@gmail.com. The team here at Fireside would also like to thank Emily for her love and support. And until next time, I'm Dan Barron, and this was Fireside.
This is all being recorded.
I just want to see what's happening.
Welcome to my recording studio.
Wonderful.
Say hi to Gabby. This is getting sent to her.
Oh, hi, Gabby. All right, as you were.
Okay, bye.